So, Resident Evil 2 Remake is out. And I will be doing a full-on review of it. Hatman will be previewing the Oscars for us, and maybe we'll have some time for some other stuff as well. Let's go ahead and get right into it. My name is Micah Curtis.
I'm Alex Baldwin, also known as The Hatman.
Welcome to Micah and The Hatman, live. Alright. I want to talk Resident Evil, so Hatman, just talk us about House of Cards real quick.
Well, first, Negan jacket?
Little pig, little pig.
Alright, real quick about House of Cards. Final season. It took me literal months to actually finish this. It's bad. It's absolute garbage. It is one of the worst fucking ways to end a series that I have ever bore witness to in my entire life. It basically negates everyone's fucking character arcs. It kills off too many people in too many fucking retarded ways. There's no consequences for anything, and it is just absolutely stupid. On top of that, the way they killed off Kevin Spacey's character, making it, oh, the big mystery of the whole fucking thing, is stupid as hell. Do not watch this. Save your brain cells. Fuck House of Cards.
2-minute review. Very nice. I dig it. Alright.
Sounds like season 2 of Westworld. I would rather watch season 2 of Westworld than this.
I haven't even seen season 2 of Westworld yet.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Remember everything you liked about the first season?
Yes. Oh. Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, what didn't suck was Resident Evil 2, the remake. Or, as I'm going to be calling it, simply Resident Evil 2 2019 edition. And of course, as Hatman mentioned, I've got my Negan jacket on for this one. You know what? A Negan mode in this game would be incredible. But anyway.
You can dress as Sheriff Rick Grimes.
You can, yes. There is a Rick Grimes outfit for Leon in this. And I, oddly enough, have not played through the game with it. Poor Hardboiled Entertainment. At some point, if I would imagine he'll probably donate something for me to do this, but I will probably do a noir run of the game with both characters because they both have noir costumes that really do look really good. It's what's funny is that with Leon, he actually, his noir outfit makes him look like Cole from L.A. Noire, oddly enough. But
is there a tofu mode?
Yes, actually, the Tofu Survivor does return. So does the Fourth Survivor. So let me confirm this. All of the modes that are in the original Resident Evil 2 are in this game. Every single one of them. There's a Claire A and a Leon A, and there is a Claire B and a Leon B. Just like the original. There are changes to the game.
Oh?
There are certain characters that will have different interactions with with other characters. Claire also gets a key that Leon does not. Claire will get the heart key, Leon will get the club key, because I know somebody asked about that. So there are certain items that get used differently by different characters. Both characters will go into the police station. Both will move through it in different ways, just like they originally did in both A and B campaigns. Mm-hmm. Now here's the real twist. In the A campaign, you will fight the Tyrant as both characters. That was a bit of a twist for me. I was not expecting him to show up. But he does. And he does so by one-handedly lifting a helicopter. Yeah, he's fucking frightening in this. And he follows you like Nemesis. Throughout the entire police station. He's fucking scary. This game is frightening. And that's what I did for. I know a lot of people didn't watch it compared to my usual videos on my main channel, but I did a Things I Love installment for the original version of Resident Evil 2. And I talked quite a bit about what my first time was or playing this game, and basically what it entailed. And it really felt like doing it all over again. It really felt like, what's that Foreigner song? Feels like the first time. It really did. It really did. Let's just kind of do a breakdown of elements like I usually do. Let's talk about the visual fidelity first. The screenshot that you see in front of you, at some point I'm going to start rigging this podcast when I have more spare time, to have like video looping while we do these reviews. But the screenshot you see in front of you is as good as how the graphics look in game. The visual fidelity in this game is incredible.
So all the stuff about people's heads blow the fuck apart when you shoot them was not bullshit.
No. Like I mentioned,
gore physics.
Yeah, there's ridiculous gore physics in this.
Wow.
The hitboxes, like basically you can shoot somebody in their kneecaps, and if you shoot them enough, their legs will weaken and they will break off under the pressure of their own weight.
Oh shit.
Yes. When you hit somebody with an acid round from your grenade launcher, they literally start melting.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The fire effects are the best I've seen in a long time.
Wow. The
first time I hit a liquor with Claire's grenade launcher, which by the way is fucking crazy of a weapon. But hit a liquor with a flame round, it engulfed the fucker and like half the room. It was crazy looking.
Holy shit.
As Hardboiled can tell you, like the instant I got the shotgun, I felt like it really is interesting. It has this I'm kind of jumping all around here, but it had the same in gameplay. It had the same pacing as the original game. The instant you started to feel like you had your power back and your ability to take on the world, they would throw another wrench in there. And it completely changed the dynamic of how the game was played. Because basically, when you first see the liquors, all you have is a handgun. You don't have the shotgun yet, or you don't have the grenade launcher yet, which are your main ways to take care of them. And so I was kind of fucked. And then I got it, and all of a sudden I felt powerful. Then the tyrant shows up, and he chases you, and he's invulnerable. You can only hurt him with headshots. You can only temporarily down him, and it only lasts for about a minute and a half. Then you got to start running from him again. You have to be smart about how you move through it. Now, one thing that, so that's kind of the gameplay of it. One thing that is a downside of the gameplay in this is that first off, zombies don't instantly die from headshots. There is a sweet spot on them that you have to hit to knock them down. And it is the crown of the head, where the brain is. If you damage that, you can actually kill them with headshots. And just like the original game, there are critical hits. Meaning that some bullets will do, like an RPG, critical hits and it'll blow their heads off. The Magnum, of course, is a guaranteed critical. So, yeah, the zombies were considerably more frightening. They made zombies threatening again. They're not jokes here. You have to be careful. They will lunge. They are persistent. They are hard to kill. So, it was really, really crazy. So, one thing that Broken X Stale brings up, yeah, the enemies are kind of bullet spongy. Just a touch. Just like the original game. In this game, they expect you to be conservative when it comes to the mooks. When it comes to just the normal people that you fight. The normal zombies. They expect you to be conservative. And maneuver around them and things like that. They don't, because at the big thing I ran into at the lab was I had no ammunition. And a lot of streamers, too, had the same problem. I was watching Maximilian stream and a couple others where they were getting to the lab and they had no ammunition. at all. And there are enemies in the lab that insta kill you. So the game is also a lot harder than the original was. They revamped the plant monsters, made them much more threatening. Much more, because they can insta-kill you. But they're much more threatening, they're much harder to deal with. You have to use flame weaponry on them, or they will keep coming back. What's another enemy that got retooled? The Licker, of course, is tougher now than it used to be. The dogs, the zombie dogs, still think like pack animals. So what they will do is when there's a multitude of them, 2 of them will start barking at you to try to get your attention while the third lunges at you. They're very annoying and very hard to deal with. So they made the dogs considerably more threatening than they used to be. What else was there? Let's move on to the story. So the storyline is a little different. Leon does not interact with Chief Irons at all in this. I think in the A campaign of the original game he actually does. They removed the Jaguar puzzle, by the way, and simply made everything Brian Irons oriented simply exclusive to Claire. So, and they added a section, and they changed the section, rather, where you control Sherry. Or Cheryl! But they changed that completely to Brian Irons abducting the little lady, and this isn't a spoiler, this was in trailers beforehand, abducting her, and she has to escape an orphanage that he's got her trapped in. It is it's a very challenging game. I'm not going to go so far as to say Dark Souls-y, because I kind of think that Dark Souls kind of pulled a lot from Resident Evil and Castlevania in a lot of ways.
Compared to Resident Evil 7, then?
Well, Resident Evil 7 was a return to form, and this is basically keeping with that form. This is survival horror.
Okay.
In every sense of the term. This is not an action game. Not unless you do what I did, use a hex editor and fucking cheat. Which was funny, I'll admit. Was running around with unloaded flamethrower ammo while yelling, "Unlimited power!" was hilarious. But
so this is really a count your fucking bullets game.
Yes, it is. You have to be careful in this game. You really do. Because Leon is not... He has not learned martial arts yet. Mm-hmm. Neither has Claire. So, this is legitimately, you feel like just some girl who learned how to use a gun from her badass older brother, or a cop who just fresh out of the academy. You feel like that in this. And that, I think, is part of what makes it a masterpiece. The original game was a masterpiece for its time. This is too. This is a masterpiece for the modern era. There is, inevitably what I realized after my, Office Whisperer got on me for this, my Dark Side Phil moment of getting pissed at the game, that this was engineered like like survival horror should be, where ammo is sparse and you have to be smart. I was not smart with my ammo, so at the end of the game I was kind of fucked. So, this game is frightening. This game is interesting in how it changes a few things. Some bosses were taken out. Some bosses that are classics stayed in, i.e. the Gator. You do see him again. It really is just I'm awestruck by this game. I really am. I haven't been awestruck by a game in a while. I think the last game that really had this effect on me, where I was just like, wow, that was really something, was probably Metal Gear Solid 5. So it's been a couple of years for me to really be taken aback. So Hatman, questions that you have about the game? Because this is a must buy, folks.
I share Josh's question. Does Claire have a good ass in the game? That doesn't sound good.
She's more athletically built than anything.
I will take that.
She does not have the thickness.
I will take that. So major story beats, like everything is kept. It's more or less it's a true to form retelling of the story.
Yes. With some slight differences. One of those differences being that Claire actually encounters because canonically speaking, the canon story for Resident Evil 2 is Claire A, Leon B. And in Leon B, and the B campaigns is where the Tyrant would show up in the original. In this one, he shows up for both of you. So that's one difference. Brian Irons, only interacting with one person, no matter what, is different. Because Claire A or Claire B, she's the only one who interacts with him. So, stuff like that.
What about... okay, so... sound-wise.
Real quick, Ada is also likable. I never really thought Ada Wong was that likable in the first place. This one, she comes across... Cheryl's awesome. I've always liked Cheryl.
How is Ada Wong fucking likable?
They actually managed to give her a level of charm.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
And without her dress, I'm told.
She does wear the dress.
Oh, she does. Okay, well then... Yeah.
Just not at first.
Alright, I need to fucking shoot somebody then for lying to me. So, sound-wise, survival horror game that I think does sound just about perfectly is damn it. Alien Isolation. There we go. How is it in this compared to that, and I guess compared to the original Resident Evil 2?
I'd say it's on par with Isolation.
Okay.
Because I will admit, Isolation, I think, had the best sound design for a long time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this is definitely on par with it. Playing this with headphones in is a mortifying experience. And I have really good headphones. But I also played it again with my surround sound, and it was just... You're really in there.
Now, would you recommend playing it with headphones on?
Yes. If you don't have surround sound, definitely.
Okay.
Because what I plan on doing... I have surround sound on my computer. What I plan on doing is installing it on my laptop, taking my laptop and plugging it into my TV where I've got bigger surround sound speakers and playing it that way.
Now, is that just for the experience or for, gameplay elements? Because I know,
For the experience, but there are gameplay elements to it. You'll know where the Tyrant is by listening.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And for other, every enemy has an audio cue. Not like in music like there used to be, but little things you'll hear, like little breath sounds and things like that.
How Left 4 Dead did that.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it is. On top of that, there are no cutscenes that announce a character's arrival. Or an enemy's arrival. When the Licker shows up, he just shows up and kills something. Yeah. Same with Mr. X. Like I said, you're just walking along a hallway with it, and the burning helicopter has been, is no longer burning, and he pushes that fucker out of the way with one hand and just stares at you while he's doing it.
Well, did you shoot his hat?
Yeah, I did shoot his hat. First time I saw him, I shot him.
Good.
So I shot that fucking hat off. But yeah, it was...
There could only be one Hatman, goddammit.
but yeah, it is a one-of-a-kind game. And I think that anybody out there, you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not buying it. I would recommend the deluxe edition. It comes with all the costumes and also with the ability to change the soundtrack from the new one to the classic one, which I played through Leon B with that on. It still holds up, man. Even in a modern video game. It's still amazing. So, next, hopefully, is a remake of Resident Evil 3. And with this engine, similar to this, man, it will be fucking great. So, they just have to work on the pacing, for sure.
I still say they need to just do Code Veronica before they do Nemesis.
I think they should do both, honestly, at one point.
Both at the same time. The true Resident Evil 3 experience.
There you go. Alright. But that's all I've got for that one. Any other questions, Hatman, before we move on?
No. No escort missions or references to Resident Evil 4, right?
No, thank God.
Okay, good.
You do get a knife. But other than that, not really.
Okay.
So, At the end of the day, folks, again, just to finish my review of it, if you have not bought Resident Evil 2, the new version, go buy it now. It is definitely worth $60, believe it or not.
All right. Solid thumbs up from Micah.
All right. Let's do a quick touch, because Hatman's going to give us a guide to the Oscars, but Black Panther has been nominated for Best Picture.
Yep, this is surprising to you, not surprising to me.
Why not?
Because Disney has thrown a shit ton of money at the Academy lobbying for this film to get a nomination. That is usually how Oscars are won and lost, and how nominations are made even. Disney has been lobbying hard for this fucking movie. Ever since it came out, they were like, oh, this could be a potential Oscar movie. No, it really was not. But Disney decided, you know what? It's fucking time. It's got buzz. Let's just go all in for it. And they did, and this is what they got. It's a bought nomination. That's all it is. Guarantee you, it is not going to win Best Picture, almost certainly. Despite the fact that it's kind of a weak field this year, there is no way in absolute hell it's going to win. And Disney will be okay with that. They'll be satisfied with just having a nomination, because they can say, hey, a Marvel movie was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
And they could also sell the sequel on that too. If they
That's true. One thing I'll say is this, is that there have been better comic book oriented films. Dark Knight, Logan being the first two that come to mind.
Last year, Infinity War.
Yeah.
Fuck Panther.
And Panther's a good movie.
It is a good movie. I still say Panther is, at the very least, in the top 5 of all the MCU movies so far. But I do not think it is Oscar worthy.
I wouldn't think so either.
At least not Best Picture or anything like that.
I think that Ryan Coogler probably has it in him to make an Oscar worthy Best Picture possible.
Creed.
Creed I mean Panther movie. Yeah, because we saw what he did with. Well, I actually have not seen Creed yet. I'm going to watch it tonight.
God, yes, watch it. Jesus Christ.
But
Coogler's definitely capable of it. I mean,
yeah.
Stallone got a Best Supporting Actor for Creed, so yeah, like there's capability with how he can direct people.
Yeah.
But this is not, and you can tell too, because the other awards it was nominated for was basically like production design and like sound mixing and shit like that. Usually with best picture candidates, you're going to get nominees in actor, actress, supporting actress, director, writing. Usually that's where it lies. The fact that it just got the Best Picture nom without any of that tells you that this is absolutely fucking paid for.
Yeah, but still, even despite our disagreements, it is monumental in the very idea that a comic book oriented film has been nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
It's way too late, if you ask me.
I would agree, but still monumental. It's still monumental in a sense. Because, again, it's the first one. Probably shouldn't have been. I still think The Dark Knight should have been nominated.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely should have been.
So, but it's about fucking time. Because these characters can tell phenomenal stories with them. But they up until, in my opinion, both the Nolan trilogy and the MCU, we didn't really see things of that caliber.
No, not really.
Yeah. So,
I mean, the closest thing that we got up to that point was Spider-Man 2. And even then, like, that was comic booky. Yeah. Because that whole, the whole series had some of that comic book cheese to it. It took itself seriously, but just seriously enough. I think Nolan's Batman films really kind of pushed that. And some would argue that, the original 1989 Batman movie started that. I still see a lot of cheese in that.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the introduction of the "You Can Call Me Joker" scene, like that alone, and basically all of the fucking Penguin's aesthetic in Batman Returns.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But Hatman, why don't you give us your guide to the Oscars?
All right, my guide to the Oscars. So, in case none of y'all saw it, and by the metrics, none of y'all did see it, I had an Oscars prediction thread on Twitter. And I predicted a couple of themes. First off is Oscars So Black. Remember Oscars So White from a couple years back? And I think we actually talked about it on one of the first episodes we did. Or at least in the first season. Yeah, that basically is getting fixed at this point. To which Oscars So Male is probably going to become the next trending hashtag. But I think Oscars So Black is going to be a hashtag that will trend, and you're going to see a lot of black people get awards. Deserved? That's up for interpretation, of course. I think some of them absolutely will be deserved. But you will see that, and people will think, oh my God, it's a political agenda. Take that as you will. Your mileage will definitely vary on that one. The second is they're going to be politicized. That's exactly why people are going to say, oh, black people won because it's so politicized. It's going to be politicized for a very, very different reason. You don't have a host this time. People are going to talk way more. They're going to use that podium as a bully pulpit. And it's going to get insane. And when you've got a movie like Vice in there, if Beale Street Could Talk in there, yeah, expect that shit. So, who can you expect to win? I'm calling it now. Best Picture is going to go to BlacKkKlansman. And Best Director is going to go to Spike Lee for BlacKkKlansman. This is going to be an award that is a total repudiation of what Hollywood wants you to think America is right now. They're going to push this idea that we are a nation full of hatred and horrible Nazis, and we need to stop them at all costs, and this is no different from what happened in the Jim Crow era in the 1960s and shit, all that fucking nonsense. That is what you're going to get. And a movie like BlacKkKlansman is going to really put the dot on that exclamation point there. I know I said I really enjoyed that movie. I still do. I still like it. But the kicker for it is going to be that fucking ending scene. That cutaway to raw Charlottesville footage and Donald Trump and running people over and Rest in Power, Heather Heyer, and that shit. That is going to be what does it for this movie. That is because that lingers in people's minds. And I think that is going to piss people off too. As if there wasn't already an issue with viewership of the Oscars. And this is a really kind of a weak field this year too. Like, there weren't a whole lot of like really, really standout fucking movies. And some shit got snubbed really bad too. But anyway, people are still going to get pissed off just reading over the fucking winners. So, what else for prediction? Best Picture, Best Actor. I still say Rami Malek is going to get it for Bohemian Rhapsody, despite the fact that Bryan Singer has basically, he's got no career anymore. It's over. It's fucking done for him, and he's attached to this movie. But I think they've successfully lobbied to have people just ignore the fact that he directed the movie and just go with it. That said, biopics, Freddie Mercury, yeah. I don't think Christian Bale is going to get it for goddamn Dick Cheney. Though I am predicting that Vice will get best original screenplay just because it's the whole goddamn thing is a pot shot at the Bush era and especially Dick Cheney. Like, it is nihilistic as hell. I think Best Actress is going to have a tie for the first time in 50 years. And I think it's going to be Glenn Close and Lady Gaga. Say what you will about that, but that's just... It'll just be a big, oh, holy shit thing. If you actually give a fuck about the Oscars. The ones that I think you should actually give a shit about are, of course, Best Picture, Best Director. I would say Best Animated Feature, too, because this could go one of several ways. Into the Spider-Verse was nominated, and I think that's going to win. Isle of Dogs was nominated. Y'all know how much I love that movie. I don't think it's going to win. Incredibles 2, of course, came out this year. It was okay. But, of course, Pixar movies tend to win Oscars. So that one could snipe it out from much better fucking movies that came out this year. But since I said Oscars so black is probably going to be a theme here, I think Into the Spider-Verse is going to push it over the edge there. Best documentary. There's a Ruth Bader Ginsburg documentary. If that does not win, expect people to fucking riot. Not something that you should really, really care about, but Best Film Editing. BlacKkKlansman got nominated. I think BlacKkKlansman is going to win that. And that is going to be a fucking joke if they do, because Jesus fucking Christ. That ending is just holy fuck. You'd think the Young Turks would do something like that. And let's see, is there anything else that's really really big? Oh, Best Visual Effects. Pay attention to this one. If Infinity War doesn't win, that's going to be just further evidence that the Academy and the Oscars in general are full of shit. A superhero film has not won this award since 2004. If First Man gets this over Infinity War, riot. Take to the streets. A golden statue went to the wrong movie. With that, I think that is your guide. Of course, my ultimate suggestion is don't fucking watch the Oscars because who cares? Just play the Twitter game. Just wait for everything to start trending and watch the reactions there, and then do it. Do not give them the satisfaction of actually tuning in, especially if you're a Nielsen household.
Yes. All right. Finally. I'm actually surprised we had a little bit of time to get into this. Apparently the Anthem beta is sucking it up.
So they're calling it a demo. They're not calling it a beta. They're calling it a fucking demo.
Oh.
Despite the fact that it's supposed to test the servers and shit, and it's buggy as all hell. Like, people could not get into it. I'm talking wait times of up to like 3 and 4 fucking hours just to log in. And I believe you have to have a fucking Origin account just to get into this thing.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me there.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case for the final release too, but holy shit. I'm talking like people are losing fucking items in there, enemies become bullet sponges or impossible to fucking kill. Random fucking dropping of the fucking game, and then of course you can't get back in. And they say that, oh, everything has been fixed, but apparently there's still issues. However, there's no issues with microtransactions. People have actually been able to buy shit before getting into the fucking game itself.
Whoo, lad.
BioWare is fucking done. They are put a fucking fork in it because it's done. Oh, and Ghost apparently says it caused the other Origin games to crash. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
So, what were we saying about Bethesda being shat all over for releasing unfinished games? EA, do you want to challenge them for that fucking crown?
Apparently, yeah, it's... The funny thing about this is that this was BioWare's last chance.
Yep.
There have been rumors circulating that if Anthem fails, EA will probably shut down BioWare.
Yep. As if it wasn't already a sign of what was to come, that they basically just made a fucking Destiny clone.
Destiny with jetpacks.
Destiny with fucking jetpacks.
Or Iron Man with guns, depending on how you look at it.
So, War Machine. They made a War Machine game.
But instead of actually cool, like, guns that are mounted, it's like a gun you have to carry.
Made a shitty War Machine game.
Yeah, it's like dollar store War Machine.
Oh my fucking god.
Combat robot instead.
This is not War Machine. This is Machine of War. Combat Evolved. Oh my god. Yeah, no. BioWare is absolutely just... They're fucking done after this. There's no coming back.
Here's the thing. They put themselves in this situation. Let's be honest. Though I didn't dislike Dragon Age Inquisition, it didn't do as well financially as the first two games did. Then came Mass Effect Andromeda. The woke Mass Effect.
Hey! I'm trans, by the way. Did you know that? I know we just met, but I just want you to know I am super fucking not the gender I was assigned at birth.
Now watch while I dead name myself.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck that game. You know what? Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Oh my god, like that. My face is tired from just everything. The dialogue was so bad. So bad.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Just why? Who thought it was a good fucking idea?
Woke people. Man for your hair. By the way, keep in mind, folks, Mass Effect Andromeda and Man for Your Hair shenanigans effectively destroyed his career. And he was being promoted by the games press as the next big game developer. And his big coming out title destroyed him.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer dude. Oh my fucking... Should have kept that shit in the closet.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh my god. So, yeah, watch Critical's fucking couple of videos about trying to play fucking Anthem. Just watch them. They are incredible. That gives you an idea of probably what to expect on launch day. And EA's usual, well, we can just patch it later bullshit. Just, no. Stop buying broken games at launch. If any of you were actually thinking about buying Anthem, just don't. Stop buying broken, buggy games on launch, for God's sake. It's a very expensive wallpaper. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh well.
Oh well.
It's their own damn fault.
Play dumbass games, win
And
dumbass
dumbass prizes. All right, let's go ahead and move into the Q&A. So, Talon Silverbane wants to know from the Discord server, what do we think is a better sci-fi story type? Space westerns or space opera? Opera.
It depends, really. Depends on whether or not you if you believe the first Star Wars movie is a space western or a space opera.
It could really be either or.
It can fit into either category.
Yeah.
I just say space movies. Fuck it.
The real answer is Spaceballs.
Yes, Spaceballs. Spaceballs. From
Now,
the email.
I was gonna say from the Twitter, real quick.
Oh, okay, go for the Twitter.
Our dank horse friend wants to know, why aren't there any animated shows targeted at older demographics besides the Family Guy type stuff? They make anime for kids, teens, and adults, but the closest we seem to get in the West is kids shows with Tumblr pandering. Well, I mean, yeah, you have Family Guy, The Simpsons, American Dad,
Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers.
Oriented animation. Futurama was.
Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a bit of shit. I mean, like, then you've got, like, the really, like, just... If anyone fucking remembers this show, put in the chat how fucking shitty it was. Tripping the Rift.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. Like, remember that era of adult animation?
Oh,
where it was
God.
just trying to be super fucking edgy, crude, sexual humor and shit. And Tripping the Rift was, like, just the culmination of how bad everything could fucking get.
Yeah, like the slutty main character was, like, voiced by Carmen Electra even. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Shit. Yeah, no. Like, there's a difference between, like, good adult animation, like South Park, for example.
Yeah.
Fucking good fucking satire. Family Guy used to be some good fucking, not even like satire, but just fast food entertainment, where you could just keep coming back to it and just put it on and just mindlessly fucking watch it. American Dad was good satire, and then it just kind of fucked itself. And same with Family Guy, of course.
Family Guy hasn't been funny in 10 years.
Family Guy has not been funny since legit its third season.
Yep.
I'm serious. Watch the first 3 seasons of it, and then go to 4, and then you can tell, like, just it changed right there a couple of episodes fucking in. But there's good stuff, but the problem is people conflate adult animation with swear words and sex jokes.
Yeah.
And that's not it. And yeah, I think Brainbox, you make a perfect fucking point. The problem is with adult animation from the West is that it almost always falls under comedy. Yeah.
Let's see here. What was it we had from the email?
From the email, Chris, aka Weeb name I'm not going to butcher. We have a couple of questions, so I guess some of these are going to go for overflow.
Pick the best one.
Best one. Actually, you know what? This one is real quick. We'll just do this one real quick. Will you talk more about Goblin Slayer?
Eventually.
Okay. They finally got around to watching season 1 of the original Berserk series. The ending was really messed up, though arguably awesome at the same time. But thoughts on the ending of the first season of Berserk?
Oh, you mean the beach episode? Not giving it away. You kidding me? There's some things you don't tell people about. You do not tell people about the last episode. You don't. You let them experience it for themselves.
The fucking eclipse, though.
Yeah, I'm not... No, I don't talk about the eclipse. I don't want to ruin it for people. I want people to watch it.
Well, watch it. But just know that when we talk about the eclipse, that's what we're fucking talking about.
Yeah. Alright, let's hit the chat.
Shut up, Hat. What is this about Berserk's last episode being a beach house? Oh, okay. It's a love story, everybody. It's a love story. Berserk is a love story.
Yes.
All right. Audis Whisperer asks, thoughts on Steam censoring visual novels or outright banning them, but allowing Dirty Education, a gay furry sex sim, onto their platform? What?
First off, why would you make a game that is only going to appeal to Sonic Fox?
I guess it's a fucking 2D fighter.
Second, that's stupid.
Steam
Now,
is eventually going to shoot themselves in the dick, or just shoot their dicks off completely in their, oh my god, we can't have any like fan servicey games in there because possible lolly. Like it's eventually they're gonna shoot their dick. Like it's like trying to swat a fly with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Hardboiled Entertainment, not much of a question, but having seen Vice, Christian Bale and Amy Adams played the Cheney sympathetic and human as if they were in a conservative film. Director McKay compensated with stupid narration.
Not surprised.
Not really far off, but like I said, the writing in the movie was basically just
scatterbrained,
nihilistic as hell. Koopa's Revenge Home. Would you be willing to compromise blood and gore for Scorpion to be added to Smash? Also, would you say the blood and gore in Mortal Kombat is like the TNA in Dead or Alive, just a gimmick over a good game? First question, yeah, I'd be able to compromise it. It only makes sense that Scorpion would bleed sweat on a fucking Nintendo console.
Yeah.
And second, no, not really.
I mean, Scorpion would be interesting to have as a Smash character. I would rather have Sub-Zero. I think that'd be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. Absolutely, yeah.
But I mean, with Scorpion though, I mean, you could have a really good moveset. I mean, his final smash could be he just pulls off his face and roasts the entire screen. You know, stuff like that. But yeah, I would love to have just about any Mortal Kombat character in there. Though, if I were Ed Boon, just as a joke, I'd say, yeah, I'll give you Mortal Kombat character. Here's Su Hao.
Oh, God, yeah. About to say, Su Hao or fucking mocap.
Oh, God, mocap.
Jesus Christ. But no, as for the second part, no. Mortal Kombat is a legitimately good fucking game. It's just
I think
the appeal of it. But it's still good beyond that.
Mortal Kombat has a tone to it, and it's also kind of aping old school kung fu movies and old school Japanese fighting movies that had a lot of gore in them. Ricky O, I think, is one that I always think of when I think of Mortal Kombat. If you've never seen Ricky O, it's one of the most ridiculously gory films you'll ever see. Up there with Ichi the Killer. So, which, yes, I've seen both. But yeah. But they're both legitimately good games. And also, I've realized that with Dead or Alive, they're actually not really hiding the TNA in it, from what I saw of the beta. It's like the clothes are revealing just in different ways. And not to mention, once the full game comes out, you have access to classic costumes for every character. So, there will be boobies for those of you who are, worried. It's just they're putting it out there because everybody is wanting to do esports because everyone wants their game at Evo.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing we're seeing with Mortal Kombat. That's one thing we're seeing with Street Fighter and all these other. They're starting to move towards the esports crowd. Whether or not that will translate into actual sales is yet to be determined, but we'll see what happens.
I couldn't give a fuck about esports.
Me neither. Well, that's why I like the way Tekken 7 did it. They didn't care that much about balancing or blah blah blah. Let's make every character awesome and let people have fun. And if they just happen to be on esports and we happen to make the main stage at Evo, cool. So
there you go.
All right. What do we think about Young Justice Season 3? Haven't seen it.
Is it out or?
Yeah, is it out? I don't know.
What is it like? Is it on the DC streaming service?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't fucking have it, so I have no way of watching it.
Yeah, I'm kind of broke right now. Between my car troubles and stuff like that, I gotta save money.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really that invested in Young Justice, even though I heard nothing but good fucking things about it. If they actually do the new Teen Titans season, like what season 4? Not season 4, season 6, I think. I would gladly fucking take that because I was very invested in that. Maybe it's I don't know. The next season of Teen Titans after the Doom Patrol one. That was, yeah, the ending of this. Anyway, next question. I'm gonna talk about Teen Titans if I keep fucking going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so clarification on the second question. Strip away the gore from Mortal Kombat. Is it still good? Taking the jiggle physics out of DOA, and I still enjoy it. So do my friends in Scope. Yeah, like I said, it's still a good game even without the fucking gore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing I don't know if you folks have watched people play Mortal Kombat online. It's very rare that people fatality one another.
Yeah. I mean, go back to the original Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo. Yeah, they bled sweat, but it was still a fine fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
The gore is just another layer of entertainment on top of it.
Yeah, basically.
It's still good.
It's the type of tone they like to set.
Yes.
And it works.
Yeah. Ooh, good question from Brian Gilmartin. Is it just me, or is a lot of entertainment really just overdoing it with the whole wanting to be nihilistic thing?
Yes.
Very, very yes, but I think a lot of it has to do with the era that we're living in. Because you got half the population that is really nihilistic about shit because they're always worrying about, oh my god, my government is fascist, the earth is going to explode any day now because of the ozone blowing up. Corporations are running everything. I don't have a paycheck. My wages are stagnated. Like, I'm just totally fucking depressed about everything. Like, that is why dystopias are fucking huge right now.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that most of them have nothing fucking new to say at all. I get it. People are largely depressed. This is not the best time to be living in as far as emotions go. So don't be fucking nihilistic about it. Kind of like...
Drink some coffee and cheer the fuck up. Jesus.
Do the opposite, maybe. Like, do something that's fun and entertaining and puts a smile on people's faces so they don't have to think about their pathetic fucking existence. Maybe? That's part of the reason why I liked fucking Doom so much. I mean, it was entertainment that still, like... It was a little bit bleak, but it was still goddamn satisfying and entertaining. Like, don't overdo it. Stop being such a fucking Brian Griffin. Jesus Christ.
What else we got here? Daniel
Parker asks, who would we want to play Doctor Doom in the MCU?
Well, one thing that's kind of a bummer is the one guy I would pick. They already cast as Caecilius.
Mads Mikkelsen, yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen would be perfect for it.
Yes.
Other than him, Jason Isaacs.
Great choice. Absolutely great choice. I cannot argue with that. I cannot argue with that. Drink some coffee, eat some bacon, listen to metal, read comics, or play video games. I'd say play video games. Don't read comics unless you're reading like older shit. Dear God, do not read modern comics.
Speaking of which, thoughts on the comic book Second Coming that lampoons Jesus Christ? I did a video on that on my main channel. I still want to make the Amazing Muhammad. I still want to do it. And I have about 2 or 3 different ways to approach it. And I've actually had a few people approach me about doing the art for it.
Please, please, dear God, if we ever actually fucking put that thing out, please let me put like a fucking strip of bacon in each copy of that.
Well, that's the thing, is there's 2 approaches I could do to it. I could be super fucking offensive with it and like have one of his enemies be Rainbow Man. And it's just this gay dude who's wearing like a strap-on dildo for no reason whatsoever on his face. And he's defeated by getting tied to a chair and thrown off a roof.
Oh my God. Put Bob in a bear.
But the other thing that I thought of is having the Amazing Muhammad, and it's basically a standard Superman story, and you don't see his face until the very end, and it's actually just some white game named Mo Hammed.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So
no, bacon bookmarks. We have to have bacon bookmarks.
But yeah, I do one of the 2. But no, right now my focus is on trying to get one of my 2 books that I've written published. You know, it's been a thing. I'm trying to get everything organized for one of them, and like I said on the Overflow, it's basically in development hell right now until I get what my artist is working on. But thankfully, Brian Martinez is working on Inglewood. He is very committed to doing it. He and I are in pretty consistent communication. We've done live streams together talking about the comic. So that one I'm very comfortable is going to come out sometime probably in the spring. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And if we get enough funding for it, it will probably go from being a single issue comic to like the first 3 issues as a graphic novel instead. So
there we go.
All right, and we've hit the hour mark. So,
well,
for those of you who are still asking questions, go ahead and tag Brainbox for them because he will go ahead and gather those for the Overflow for us. Other than that, I do want to thank, I believe it was Torino de Guzman for donating $5. And then, of course, Brimshay for sending us that 50 as well.
Even though there may or may not have been anthrax in that.
So, but yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the future. Even though there's some things that right now we wish could be going a little bit better, like my car. Ugh. But anyway, we do appreciate you guys though, for sure, for being such big supporters and such, and for coming by every week. So, we're going to take off, though, and I will definitely be re-uploading my review of Resident Evil 2 to the main channel. So, until that point, though, my name is Micah Curtis.
I'm Alex Baldwin, also known as The Hatman.
We'll see you guys next week. Deus Vult.